RX Adobe, the Learning Continuity Plan of DepEd Region 10. RX Adobe has a meaningful representation. R stands for region and X for the Roman numeral equivalent of number 10. RX also signifies the Latin recipere, meaning to take. Further, the RX symbol is believed to have evolved from the Eye of Horus, an ancient Egyptian symbol associated with healing powers. Adobe, on the other hand, is a company known for its multimedia and creative software products. As an adopted acronym, it stands for Alternative Delivery of Basic Education. When put together, RX Adobe prescribes creative, innovative, and alternative processes, strategies, and activities aimed at effectively accomplishing the goals of the department. In crafting this learning continuity plan, named RX Adobe, the office underwent scenario planning, which included data-driven analysis of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in the delivery of its services. Featured in RX Adobe are the different learning modalities such as face-to-face, distance learning, blended learning, apprenticeship, and homeschooling. It emphasizes readiness on technology, teachers training, parents born and distance learning, and stakeholders support. RX Adobe further highlights well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, upskilled teachers, and responsive multi-stakeholder cooperation as underscored in the department's Summa EduKalidad program. RX Adobe is DepEd Region 10's latest innovative program to deliver effective and efficient services, implement policies and standards, yield best learning outcomes, ensure excellent employees' performance through continual improvement, and sustain customer satisfaction. RX Adobe Region 10, alternative delivery of basic education.
Maayong adlaw kanatong tanan. Ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera aka Paulo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer.
Ug ako usab si Ellen Delante Cabahog o Teacher Ellen, ang mulingkod usa sa trono ni Panyerang Rada. Kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan,
kadangpan,
kadeped sa Bigaten DepEd 10. Teacher Ellen, maraming salamat sa pagpapaunlak mo bilang pansamantalang partner ko sa pangatlong yugto ng Bigaten DepEd 10.
Isang malaking karangalan, Paulo, ang makasama ka ngayon. Ako muna ang hahalili habang wala pa si Panyerang Rada.
Ayan, maraming salamat Teacher Ellen ha. Kasi syempre karangalan ko rin ang makasama ka. Diba? Anyway, welcome to our third episode of Bigaten DepEd 10 for 2021. Previously, Teacher Ellen, we had the 2020 Brightest Star Search National Champion as guest in the person of Teacher Janice Magan Baldelovar from Don Restituto Bao Central School, Division of Hingoog City. We also had discussed Project NOAA with SDS Reynaldo E. Manuel, the Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Oroqueta City. And of course, Teacher Ellen, our proposal for limited face-to-face delivery of classes as discussed by RD Art.
That's right, Paulo. And in a while, we will be graced by the presence of the Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Cagayan de Oro City, who will share with us their division's Power 10 initiatives. We'll also get the chance to talk with the Chief of the Human Resource Development Division, or HRDD, who will share with us the details on NEAP transformation and ways forward for our teachers and school leaders. And of course, our very own original director who will refresh us on Sulong EduKalidad and other pressing concerns as we all await the start of classes pretty soon.
Tama ka dyan, Teacher Ellen. Pero bago natin sila kakapayanamin, buena mano muna tayo para sa ating malalaking panalo. Kung sa nakaraang buwan po ay ipinagdiriwang natin ang panalo natin sa larangan ng matematika, ngayon naman sa larangan ng pampaaralang pamamahayag.
Ug busa, dili na nato langanon, Paulo, para sa atong For the Win, DepEd Normin. Mapasigarbuhon kita sa atong mga daog sa gipahimugna nga 2020 Best Designed Campus Papers or BDCP of the Philippines.
That's right, Teacher Ellen. So maokini sila ang migawang mga big winners sa 2020 BDC P. Ayan. So uunahin na natin para sa award na Best in Typography and Font Choices. Siyempre, no? At saka yung Best Branding and Campus Paper Identity. Ang nidaog niini mo ang sinagtala gikan sa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Para usab sa Best Investigative Story, migawang kampiyon ang Tintang Mansabay, gikan sila sa Mansabay Alto Integrated School, gikan sa Misamis Occidental. Teacher Ellen?
Naapoy award as Best SciTech Innovative Story ug nakadaog pud sila as Student's Choice. The La Salette gikan kini sa Lazal University Integrated School Division of Ozamis City. Daing award ang Visual and Creative Excellence Nudo Veritas gikan kini sa Busa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City.
That's right. So mao to sila atong mga big winners, Teacher Ellen. Karon mao sad kini sila ang mga winners in major categories. Sama na lamang sa award nga Classic Newspaper Design nga ang gigawang kampiyon mao ang La Pluma gikan sa Antero Uy Roa Memorial School, Misamis Occidental. Ingon ba usab ang Best Design Campus Paper ni balik pagdaog ang Nudo Veritas gikan usab sa Busa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City. And para sa Campus Paper Design Innovation, finalists sila, Teacher Ellen. Ang nigawang kampiyon or finalist mao ang Uptown Post gikan sa Upper Carmen Elementary School Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Napakitay finalist in contest categories, Teacher Ellen.
Mao kini ang atong mga finalist ang sinagtala ang award nga ilahang nakuha ang Best in Photo Editing o Best Editorial Cartoon. Gikan kini sila usab sa Gusa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Laing award ang Tintang Mansabay. Ang school paper is Tintang Masabay ug ang award nga nakuha nila Most In-Depth Feature Patok na Hanap Buhay, Most In-Depth Feature Mansabay sa Ayos ng Buhay, Best SciTech Innovative Story Agri Tayo, Best SciTech Innovative Story Vermiculture, and Best Environment Story. Paulo, gikan kini sila sa Masabay Alto Integrated School, gikan sa Division of Misamis Occidental.
Ayan. Ug mausab kini sila ang lain pa nga mga finalist. Ang school paper ginganlan og The Pioneer, ang ilang award Best Banner Story, Best Game Coverage Story gikan sila sa Antero Uy Roa Memorial Elementary School, Misamis Occidental. Ingon man usab ang Greenland Gazette, ang ilahang nadaugan Best Investigative Story, Best Community-Based Story, Best Environment Story. Gikan usab sila sa Upper Carmen Elementary School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Teacher Ellen.
Aduna pud kitay millennial horno or giorno. Tama ba ko, Paulo? Ang ilang award nga nakuha ang Best Investigative Story o Best Editorial. Gikan kini sila sa Katadman Elementary School, Ozamis City Division. O ang Lazalet na usab, nakakuha sa Best Game Coverage Story, Most Inspirational Feature o Best Environment Story. La Salle University Integrated School Division of Ozamis City.
So, mga finalist kina sila Teacher Ellen ha. So napatay lain nga mga kuan national competition nga mga unsa ba or national competition ni tanan. Okay? Yes, tama gyud. Oh, salamat kaayo RD sa reminders. Correct. So, ikaw ba na
Naapay
may
laing
mahim
finalist.
Yes, ikaw ba mo
Naapatay
gawa nga
laing.
kampiyon or even finalist, Teacher Ellen, sa usa ka national competition hastang dako kay nga honor, di ba? Lain pa
Tinuod
nga
ka
mga
na, Paulo.
finalist, Teacher Ellen.
Naapatay laing finalist in contest categories. Ang school paper nila is ang siklab. Ug nakadawat sila, ug finalist sila sa most in-depth feature. Gikan kini sila sa Hasaan National High School, Division of Misamis Oriental. Ang Uptown Post pod nakadawat pod sa most inspirational story. Gikan kini sa Father William Masterson Elementary School, Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Paulo, aduna pay laing finalist nato.
Yes, mo ang Nudo Veritas para sa ilahang Best in Feature Page Design. Usab gikan sila sa Gusa Regional Science High School Division of Cagayan de Oro City ug ang Panitik Best in News Photography Ozamis City School of Arts and Trades gikan sa of course Ozamis Division. By the way, Teacher Ellen, the best designed campus paper of the Philippines is organized by the BDCP Design and Creatives Philippines Incorporated. So congratulations to all our winners, especially the participating student writers and their teacher coaches, advisors, and trainers. Again, thank you for giving pride to DepEd Region 10. And before I forget, Teacher Ellen,
Yes, Paulo.
daghan sa din kayong salamat kang Dr. Angelina B. Buaron para sa listahan sa atong mga awardees. Siya ang naghatag sa ako sa listahan sa complete list. Salamat kaayo, EPS, Angie Buaron. Yes, Teacher Ellen.
Congratulations sa tanang winners. This time, ladies and gentlemen, for our segment on Anong Meron Ngayon? We are lucky to have with us today the Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Cagayan de Oro City, Dr. Cherry May L. Limbaco, who will share with us their initiatives in the division in this time of pandemic, particularly their CDO Power 10. Let's watch this video.
So, Teacher Ellen, so ato sa i-fix ang ato ang video. So balikan nato ang ato ang video sa CDO Power 10 initiatives gikan sa Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Okay, so for the meantime, ato sang istoryahon si SDS Limbaco. Okay, bahin ni ining ilahang CDO Power 10 initiatives. SDS, good morning.
Good morning, Region 10. Good morning, Maring Ellen and Paring Ramon. Kang Paring Ramon, future tense lang na in the future. Good morning. It's a morning greetings from our 90,270 learners in the
Wow.
elementary, from our 505 special education learners, or 40,672 learners in the junior high school, and 9,863 learners from the senior high school, and also from our 95 learners in the special education for the junior high school, as well as the 4,775 teachers and non-teaching personnel of DepEd Cagayan de Oro City. It is a greetings from the city of the Golden Friendship. Good morning. And also to RD Art and our friends from the regional office.
Okay, once again, thank you very much, SDS. Okay, so pwede na ito ma-mention utro ang ato ang katong mga power initiatives kay medyo nagkaroon taog ka ng gamay nga technical glitches ganina para sa pag-play sa atong video.
Sure. Ako i-mention or i-play ang video?
Sige, pwede niyo mo i-play SDS.
Dili. Naman sa inyo i-play.
I-play na mo
I-play sa
dili.
inyo ang video. I can mention it if you wish.
Okay, i-play na mo sa SDS again.
Okay, thank you. I will wait.
Ayan.
Wala.
Okay, SDS, nagpagyapon tayo gamay nga technical glitch no, sa atong video. So, siguro SDS, pwede ta makapangutana, unsan nga mga power initiatives sa CDO?
Okay. Thank you kay Ani Paring Ramon. Muna siya itong mga power initiatives nga atong i-implement sa panahon sa pandemic. Una, doon na tayo kitawag nga Tech O'Clock. Ang Tech O'Clock, this is an online learning series nga mga tag 1 hour every 10 o'clock in the morning. This is ang among gidil ani nga topics that are relevant to the life of a teacher. In fact, ang among mga speakers aning Tech O'Clock, would you believe nga kanang ila tong gihimo out of service. Kanin sa Tech O'Clock din mo nakita ang the power of collaboration. Nahimong speaker namo din si Yusek Ocampo, si Dr. Carlo Magno, si Director Andaya, amo ni silang nangahimong speaker. So daghan mi namong speaker ani si Sama Kabagla, ubay-ubay gud si Roxanne among mga kauban. Ang topic sa niya relevant sa usa ka life sa teacher in times of pandemic. Second, natay gitawag nga CDO Inspire. Katong CDO Inspire, doon na may gibuhat nga murag fundraising. Naghatag mi og help, nag-extend mig support sa atong mga frontliners. Amo ning nahatag agtong sa bulan sa May. Doon na po tayo usag yun, kanimo niya akong favorite gyud nga among kwan, my pet plant project nga this is a psychosocial activities para sa tanang mga learners sa Cagayan de Oro. Doon na po tayo inspired kit. Naghatag big kit, hygienic kit para sa atong mga magtutudlo o non-teaching personnel. Doon na po ni Project 3Ds, I Am Hip Hop, Kolega, Read O'Clock. Ang Read O'Clock mo ni siya ang, di ba naana doon naman tay summer reading camp. Since wala man nato nahimo ang summer reading camp, ang atong gibuhat, Read O'Clock. And ang Read O'Clock was done every afternoon, 3 o'clock. This was online. Then napod tayo, naghimo pod ni Paring Ramon o Maring Ellen. naghimo mi og Instructional Materials Congress online. IM Congress. Lisod man ang face-to-face, so we decided na it's going to be online. Ug doon na po mi learn o'clock. Mao na ang Power 10.
Alright. So, SDS, unsa man ang nakayunig ani nga mga CDO Power 10 initiatives kumpara sa inyong uban nga mga inisyatibo sa division?
Una, kani siya experience-based. Giplano ginig ayo sa ako among nga kauban dinhi sa division office. Ikadua, kani nga mga initiative tailored fit in the new norm. Like, lisod man ang face-to-face, dita na maglisod man ta sa face-to-face, kung manotice ninyo, naghimo mig read o'clock. Ang read o'clock, this is not a substitute sa atong summer reading camp. Ikatulo, gi-empower po nato ang atong mga program holders. Kanabitang for them to be creative, for them to think out of the box. Ikaupat, tungod aning Power 10 initiative, we were able to instill the culture of collaboration among our stakeholders. Ang example ana, ang speakers nga among nangakuha. Ug ikalima, ang among Power 10 initiative research-based. So, kuana siya.
Alright. So, thank you very much, SDS.
So SDS, Sherry,
Yes, Mari Ellen.
we will play the video again. So
Okay.
please click this video.
Finally, nanagit siya
Pero
sa
ayaw nating maantala o ma-interrupt ang learning process ng mga bata. Dahil nagawa na natin ito na maski anong sakuna, anong difficulties, patuloy pa rin ang edukasyon.
Education champion, here we go! Hey, hey, hey!
DepEd Cagayan de Oro City Division put in place the Power 10 breakthroughs and initiatives to prepare teachers for the new normal, such as Tech O'Clock bite-sized online learning series that has gained support from teachers nationwide. Tech O'Clock creates awareness among teachers about the different online learning modalities and to scaffold them with their technology integration in teaching and learning. CDO Inspire, which provides an instrumental and appraisal support for the frontline employees, especially our teachers. Inspire Kit, in which teaching and non-teaching personnel will receive a special hygienic kit that contains health supplies as well as learning resources. My Pet Plan Project, wherein each learner receives a plant to be grown. This is where the application of learning areas will be enriched, like the process skills in science, writing and communication skills in English and Filipino, gardening skills in TLE, marketing skills in economics, and more. Project 3Ds, designing and development of modules and other types of learning resources for schools that will implement blended and flipped learning. I Am Hip Hop, for the poems and stories of the learners and teachers when they become honest, industrious, polite, helpful, and obedient amid COVID-19. Red Hat, reading is everybody's duty, holistic approaches and techniques, which destroys the boredom during quarantine. Koliga, a digitized learning resource in teaching the child's right education for elementary and secondary, a collaborative project with Geneva Office on Human Rights Education and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. IAMS Congress showcases various learning resources that will be used to enrich and supplement existing learning resources. Shared Options, Senior High Alternative Responsive Education Delivery, which provides timely and relevant learning activity sheets for the learners in the flexible learning options. As part of the Learning Continuity Plan for school year 2020-2021, there are 4 types of learning delivery modalities. First, face-to-face, which is subject to physical distancing and minimum health standards. Second, distance learning, which takes place between the teacher and the learners who are geographically remote from each other during instruction. There are three types, such as online distance learning, modular distance learning, and TV or radio-based instruction. Third, blended learning, a combination of the face-to-face and online distance learning, modular distance learning, and or TV or radio-based instruction. Fourth is homeschooling, which is facilitated by qualified parents, guardians, or tutors who have undergone relevant training and subject to regulation. The policy is still under review. For non-ECQ or GCQ communities, they can have face-to-face blended and homeschooling with the use of alternative delivery modules, while for ECQ and or GCQ communities, they can have distance learning and homeschooling with ADMs.
The pet comments is a great help to students like me. While answering, I don't feel boredom because the learning style is like a computer game. Actually, it's an educational game. I'm encouraging everyone to make use of the DepEd Commons, not only to learn at the same time, mag-enjoy ka.
Kasi ko sa kaginikanan, nagalakad yapin ko sa nakit, anak. Nagabati sa akong nakita o nadunggan sa mga balikat. Magabi po nagpagpahandang sa DepEd, labi na sa mga teachers para sa paggabi sa klase. Busa mo suporta ko, pamaagi sa eskwelahan sa pagtulog sa akong mga anak.
Teachers are the frontliners in the realization of curriculum objectives. In this new normal, teachers can use different learning modalities that are appropriate to the context of the learners, such as blended learning, online learning, and production of modules and activity sheets for our students' home-based instruction.
Online enrollment is now rolling for wider access. Computer units are in place for these demands. Internet connection is enhanced to provide good access. Learning spaces are marked to ensure social distancing. Hand wash facilities are upgraded to instill cleanliness before entering the learning spaces. Most of all, every teacher commits to deliver, whether online, print, radio, TV, face-to-face, or blended instruction for everyone. We are set. We are ready to serve you.
The COVID-19 pandemic has redesigned the schools and service delivery system. The safety, welfare, and health of our school children is our primary consideration.
All these plans and initiatives will be carried out to ensure that the delivery of basic education to our Cagayanon learners continues despite the crisis.
Ayan, finally, that's what we call Teacher Ellen, patience and persistence. So at last, ni-play ra gyud ang video. So mao to siya ang AVP sa ato ang CDO Power 10 initiatives. Teacher Ellen.
So SDS Sherry, may mga plano na po ba tayo para sa mga bagong bersyon ng CDO Power 10 sa mga susunod na araw?
SDS?
SDS Sherry?
Para nakamute po yata kayo, SDS.
Yes, Maring Ellen. Naanami plano, di na kayo siya plano, karon ang tawag na namo ana CDO Power 10 Plus. Doon namin nga initiative. Una, Project Saver. Ang Project Saver, kung ato siyang i-summarize, it is a tree planting activity. Ang purpose namo, atong i-replenish ang band papers nga atong nagamit sa pag-reproduce sa atong mga modules. Kaya atong naimbawan nga sa kuno ka kahoy, makaproduce og 10,000 to 20,000 sheets of band papers. You see, kinahanglanon man gyud nato ang kahoy. Sa kadaghan sa modules nga atong ginahimo karon, most likely daghan pud ani ang kahoy nga maputol. So kita mutabang ta as a return gesture, gi-encourage namo amo na gyud na implement ang Project Saver Second, natay gitawag nga Tech 3 class. Kani siya ang training ni the regular training nga among gaihatag sa among online teachers. You see, ang kita sa Cagayan de Oro nag-implementa og ah, modular distance learning. But ang atong pag-monitor sa mga bata online. So naami mga teachers nga they're having online one-on-one online session with their learners, ang uban using the messenger, ang uban calling the learners, the parents and the learning partners. Because of this, naghatag ta og regular nga in-service training sa mga maestra, virtual gihapon online. Ikatulo, doon na tayo CDO Pen. Ang CDO Pen, award na siya. Ang tawag na to, CDO Pen, Proactivity in Enhancing Learning Resources. Ang purpose na mo paghatag ani, we would like to recognize the teachers na nakatabang sa amo during atong time bitaw pagsugod na to pag-reproduce sa self-learning modules of learning activity sheets. In fact, Maring Ellen and Paring Ramon, this much I can tell you, sa Cagayan de Oro City, ready na mi sa learning activity sheets. Let me repeat, ready na mi sa learning activity sheets until the fourth quarter. Ang atong gibasihan ani ang atong most essential learning competencies. Ang ikaupat natay movers. Ang movers, kuani siya, this is something to do with research. Research, coaching, and mentoring. Kani, this is in collaboration with the College of Education of Xavier University. Ikalima, natay gitawag karon nga Tech O'Clock Learning Series. Nagpadayon gyapon atong Tech O'Clock. In fact, kuha na siya kanang mas nakadako na ang coverage. And doon na pagin minadugang nga bag-o. Kung manotice ninyo pa, Maring Ellen and Paring Ramon, nasa kong likod ang logo sa Cagayan de Oro.
Yes.
Tuyo na ko ni because I'd like to show sa among logo sa Cagayan de Oro na ay 10 ka stars. Kanang 10 ka stars.
SDS.
Again?
Ganong 10 magid siya ka stars. Ganong sa liban duha tulo.
Oh, 10 siya ka stars because dunay 10 ka district sa Cagayan de Oro. Pwede man untang among gamiton, di ba, circle, 10 circles, 10 square. Ba't ang gigamit stars? Kaya kung atong nabantayan, stars shine brightest sa panahon sa kangit-ngit, sa kagabion. Ang message nga mong ga-isend ana sa among mga learners, sa among mga teachers, nga kuani, we will journey with them even sa panahon sa pandemic. It's not only during good times, but even during bad times, we shall be together. Amo silang ubanan karong panahona. With or without pandemic, we shall be with our learners. We will journey with them. Karon, napo mi bag-o nga project, amo na ning na-launch. I Hear Kids Read. Ako i-repeat, ang among usa ka bago nga project na na-launch na namo. I Hear Kids Read. This is a digital reading program. Ngano amo ni siyang gi-launch ug gi-implement? Kay balumi nga karong panahon na ang pinaka-challenging nato mga maestra unsaon nato pag-monitor ang reading progress sa atong mga bata, especially sa kinder, grade 1 o grade 2, lalo na nga ang teachers are geographically remote from the learners. And naasad mi gitawag karon nga design and create learning pack. We have group of teachers now nag-volunteer using the fourth quarter nga most essential learning competencies, ka-develop sila learning package na makatabang sa maestra. And ang pinaka-latest yun namo, Paring Ramon o Maring Ellen nga project, kinahanglan atong ma-assure ang mga taga Cagayan de Oro kay stars ko na atong gigamit, kinahanglan ma-sure na to nga hayag ang kaugmaon. So among gi-launch karon, first yun may bawan even sa mga kauban sa Cagayan de Oro, nga doon na may project na i-implement ang tawag namo Project Hayag. Pasabot, hinterland holistic approach in empowering young learners by providing access to gadget. In summary, kaniya mong Project Hayag, mao ni ang gamiton nga tool nga sa mga maestra para ma-monitor ang reading progress sa atong mga bata. Unsaon man siya, among i-invite, among i-request, mag-appeal me sa among mga stakeholders, sama sa imo paring Ramon o Maring Ellen. Siguro
Yeah.
doon ako mga gadget, mga cellphones, nga pwede mag-video record nga wala na ninyo gigamit. Pwede ninyo ihatag sa DepEd Cagayan de Oro kay mauna ang among gamiton para sa pag-monitor. Amo na siyang ipaborrow sa parents. Pagkuha nila sa module, ipadala namo sa ila. Ilang i-record ang pagbasa sa ilang mga anak. Pag uli po nila sa module, iuli po to nilang cellphone ug tan-aw na yun sa teacher kung giunsa o nakatuon na ba pagbasa ang usa ka learner pati ang pagsulat. Mo nang gitawag nato nga project hayag.
Ayan. So, very powerful strategies indeed, SDS. These are initiatives that our other divisions, 13 divisions, can learn from the division of Cagayan de Oro, SDS. By the way, would you like to express your gratitude, SDS, to anyone for the overwhelming continued support and success of CDO Power 10 and now CDO Power 10 Plus, SDS?
Salamat kay aning opportunity. Una, pagpasalamat yun ko kang RD Art Bayukot. Kabalo ka, kung ano na siguro ako, siya akong number one supporter. Siya akong Rara Boy. Sa panahon nga kanang I'm so down, manawag ko sa iya, he is always there. 24 hours a day. Siya yun ang, he's only a text away. Second, magpasalamat po ko sa kay Mayor Oscar Moreno, o ang sa ato mga stakeholders, sa members sa local school board dinhi sa Cagayan de Oro City. By the way, ako na lang i-mention kay basin malimtan ako. I'd like to extend my congratulations to Mayor Oscar Moreno and sa members sa local school board kay for the fourth consecutive time Grand Slam ang Cagayan de Oro nga awardee sa good governance in education.
Wow. Congratulations, Mayor.
Siya na award. Ikatulo, magpasalamat po ko sa itong mga learning partners sa radio o sa TV sa paghatag nila sa ato sa free airtime. Ikatulong akong pasalamatan, ikaupat na rin akong pasalamatan ang akong mga kauban din sa division office at mga program holders. Kahit pa natin sa panahon sa pandemic, they were more than willing, they are more than willing, and they will always be willing to help, especially nga natong mga learners. Sa atong mga institution and industry partners, sa akong mga kauban nga magtutudlo og non-teaching personnel, sa mga stakeholders, ug labaw sa tanan ang ako yung pasalamatan ang atong mga learners, ang atong mga parents, ug ang atong mga learning partners nga wala gyud sila nag-surrender hangtod karon nagpadayon pa gyud sila pagsuporta sa mga programa sa Department of Education. Ug ako sang pasalamatan ang atong mga kauban sa regional office kay anytime nga manawag mi do na may mga queries, naa gyud sila kuan gyud ever ready to give us answers, and kung nami confusion ila gyud ming gatagaan og igiya gyud mi nila nga masabtan gyud namo ang among mga difficulties.
Ayan, syempre SDS, we're just one Department of Education, especially here in DepEd Region 10. There you have it, mga ka-DepEd, Schools Division and Superintendent of the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Give it up for Dr. Chermay L. Limbaco. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
SDS, thank you.
Salamat
SDS will not be the last. Huh?
Ha?
This will not be the last. Oh, ready na sa to sa
So,
atong...
hindi kini siya last paring Ramon o paring Ellen. Sunod, atong ubanon din hiya ang baby ni Maring Ellen.
Yes. All right. So thank you, SDS. All right, moving on, mga ka-DepEd. Let's give it up for the Chief of the Human Resource Development Division. But before him, Direk, baka pwede nating mabasa yung mga greetings ng ating mga live viewers. Teacher Ellen, di ba?
Yes,
Let's read
Paulo.
some of their greetings. From MJ Constantino, watching from San Simon Elementary School, Division of Cagayan de Oro. Ayan. Teacher Ellen, mabasa ni mo?
We also have
Arjen,
Madrid,
Brianna Ramos.
Brianna Ramos, watching from Taparak Integrated School, Alubihid District.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much.
We also have Beth Kani or Kane. Good morning, everyone watching from OCNHS DepEd Ozamis City.
We also have
Si
from
Clark.
Good morning, watching from Kapitan Angel Integrated School, Malaybalay City.
Your hometown.
Yes, hello, taga Malaybalay City.
My sister, Grace Abrera Galarpi in
hello
Maryland,
there.
USA. Happy watching here in Baltimore. Yes.
We also have from
Diet. Unique ang name.
watching from Subbungkugon District.
Rosemary Duliente, watching from Tablon, CDO Division.
We also have Lucena Wario watching from Libertad National High School, Libertad Misamis Oriental.
That's right. And Art Marie Miscala. Good morning, everyone watching here from Puerto Elementary School East 2 District. Ayan. So, ilan lang yun sa mga live viewers natin
Thank you very
Teacher
much
Ellen.
for watching us.
Yes. So this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Chief of the Human Resource Development Division, Dr. Raymond S. Antolo. Live na live, Sir
Hello,
Chief.
Sir Chief.
Who will
Good
discuss
morning.
to us DepEd or NEAP transformation and ways forward for our teachers and school leaders. Sir Chief, good morning muna. Hamayng buntag diha.
Good morning. Good morning, Paolo.
Murag wala pa naon atong microphone, Sir Chief.
Okay, good morning, Paolo
Ayan.
and Ellen, and to our followers. And to our followers of Bigaten 10 sa DepEd Region 10. And before we start, I think I have to congratulate that's the team of Bigaten 10 for reaching episode 3.
For this year pa lang na siya, Sir
Episode
Chief, ha?
3, yeah.
And then
So-
weekly na to, Sir Chief, biya.
Okay. So I guess there are waiting,
Yes.
Superintendents, supervisors or chiefs who will be presenting their own concern of their programs and projects.
That's right, Sir Chief. Okay, Sir Chief, would you kindly share with us the all-embracing thrust of NEAP transformation po?
Okay. Before I'll give the new NEAP, so allow me to give a brief lang context or background of NEAP, based in our Philippine Constitution, the state shall enhance the right of teachers for professional advancement. So in response to this, there was a letter of instruction, 1487, dated December 10, 1985, entitled Institutionalizing a Revised Program of Teacher in Service Training in the Public School. And that's why NELC, NELC means National Education Learning Center. And in our region, we have the RELC, We used to name that as RELC, Regional Education Learning Center. And 7 years after, there was another issue once, relative to NELC. There was a admin order 282 renaming NELC, NELC to NEAP. That was in 1982. The purpose is for expansion of its functions to include the school managers and leaders. And another purpose for renaming it from NELC to NEAP is to have more function, because they saw it parang a training center lang siya. It's not really functional. That's why they renamed it that there is Academy of the word NEAP, National Educators Academy of the Philippines.
So before nakafocus lang siya as training center.
Yes, parang training center lang siya, that parang wala talagang more relevant functions, behind NEAP. Now, recently, last 2019, no, there was another a policy issued, that is DepEd Order number 11, Series 2019, and this is now the NEAP transformation, no? And this is to give more relevance of responsive, no, to 21st century education. And so NEAP transformed to NEAP transformation. And DepEd would want to renew its focus on making decisive gains in upgrading education quality and to strengthen the professional learning and development of its 800,000 teachers in the Department of Education.
Ayan. So, Sir Chief, what is this transformation in the context of program management?
Okay, actually, we have two pillars in NEAP, no? What are these two pillars? The professional development delivery and the evaluation and liaison, no? Right now, RD appointed personnel to handle the professional development delivery. And right now, we have, last December, these personnel were appointed by RD, and it was a baptism of fire of these three people because they started immediately the programs, no? So one of which is the registration of PD courses and programs, no? And there were 2,051 teachers, school leaders, no, registered, and of course recommended by the respective SDO. So there are learning service providers like CMEO, CIATI, and PNU offer their services to teachers. That's why we're able to submit on time the 2,051 list of teachers and school leaders, so that they can start. Of course, this scholarship. Actually, they are scholars. No, they are scholars. No. And another one that we facilitated is the Heroes 21. So Heroes 21 is unsa man ibut pasabutan ng Heroes. That's an acronym. Heroes means help educators rise on education for school year 2020-21. So basically, this is more on the distance learning, no? Providing capacity building for our teachers, no, to equip them with this modality, especially the online learning, because Heroes 21 through Themes International, they introduced to us a learning management system called the Fregio. So aside from the Google Meet and Microsoft, this is a new platform, no, that can be used for distance learning, especially online. And you know what? It was very impressive that there are 35,314 teachers participated in this Heroes 2021. And phase 2, because there are two phases of this Heroes 2021, we're able to capture 13,350 teachers who proceeded, because there was a phase 1. It's more on theories pa lang, but then they were able to proceed, and this time it's on the application. So there were 13,203 teachers trained in Heroes 2021 phase 1 and 2. Another professional development course that we are coordinating is this Teaching Grammar Communicatively, sponsored by the U.S. Embassy. Take note, no? Take note. The learning service provider is the U.S. Embassy. And NEAP, Central Office, required us to submit list of participants with 226, no? Who are these participants? These are specialists in English. Composed of supervisors, teachers, and school heads, no? And this 226, after the training, they will cascade this to the respective division. So in other words, these 226, no, participants to that Teaching Grammar Communicatively, sponsored by U.S. Embassy, will become trainers in the respective SDO.
Oh, that's nice. So,
Sir Chief, paano naman
Yes,
po ang
Ellen.
transformasyon sa konteksto ng recognition?
Okay. Now, NEAP Central Office issued again DepEd Order number 1, Series 2020, and this is the recognition system. You know what, Ellen? Dapat yung professional PD program, no, mga trainings natin, dapat nakaangkla ito sa ating sa kanilang framework, sa PPST. Hindi
Okay.
basta-basta po na conduct ka lang ng training without basis. It has to have basis, like it has to be research driven. It has to be na-assess ito through an L&D, yung needs assessment.
Okay.
And you know what? I think 2 years ago when we implemented the PPST RPMS, all schools submitted the result of this PPST COT. No? And NEAP Central Office consolidated this, and these are the competencies of teachers. No? So dumaan itong PD priorities, dumaan ito sa isang proseso. As I said, it emanated from the RPMS, PPST, COT, no, na sinabmit ng mga schools to central office. So after consolidating, nagiging ang nagiging resulta nito ay nagawa yung DepEd Memo number 50 Series 2020. Ito yung mga PD priorities. So when we say PD priorities, ito lang talaga ang pwede nating basihan sa pag-deliver ng isang professional development. Kasi ito yung mga competencies na nakikita na talagang kulang yung ating mga guro sa competency. So if there are service providers, for example, they need to follow the what is stipulated in these PD priorities.
all right. So, Sir Chief, unsa man usab kining organizational transformation sa NEAP?
Actually, we are grateful to our Dino for appointing, because last December, these people joined, no? Na-compose na po yung ating NEAP transformation, because without these three people, hindi mabubuo yung NEAP transformation, no? Kasi meron kasing isang pag-aaral, and I think RD Art is one of the members of the TWG sa Central Office, itong NEAP transformation. Nakikita kasi pag may mga training, kadalasan nasa HRDD lahat, no? So parang bagsak na, para bang nagiging bagsakan yung HRDD sa mga professional development. Kaya para magkaroon ng focus, inhiwalay ito, pero under pa rin siya sa HRDD. And we, again, we are so thankful for these three people for joining us, no, for joining the team of NEAP-R. So we have Miss Mary Sheras, the Senior Education Program Specialist, and who is part also of the Bigaten team.
That's
no?
right.
So thank you, Miss Mary. And we also have Nino Labininay. No? Nino Labininay is a former assistant principal of Gusa Regional Science Cycle. By the way, si Miss Mary pala is a promoted personnel from the Division of Cagayan de Oro. She was the former education program specialist too of HRDS of the Division of Cagayan de Oro. And another one, very silent worker, pero yung kanyang meron talagang galing, itong si Mona Galos. Si Mona Galos is a personnel of payroll, no? Dahil sa kanyang natatagong galing, andyan meron pala, so doon niya na ipalabas sa interview, no? Doon niya na ipalabas ang kanyang galing sa interview. Kaya po nakuha siya at na-appoint siya ni RD Art. So again, part of the transformation is the organizational by putting these three personnel in NEAP transformation.
Ayan, so talagang kompleto na yung may dadagdag pa yan siya, di ba?
Actually,
Sir Chief, later.
ang sabi sa amin, kasi dalawang pillar po yung NEAP-R. So yung program professional development delivery and evaluation and liaison. So wala pa tayong tauhan doon sa evaluation. So hopefully, madadagan tayo, And before the year ends, magkakaroon po ng additional items for NEAP-R.
Sir Chief, aside from the organizational transformation, tell us also something about this facility transformation.
Actually, we are so thankful also for USEC for providing us the assistance na ginamit natin for kumbaga refurbishment of NEAP-R. So if you visit NEAP-R, meron kayong bagong makikita doon kasi meron po tayong dalawang session halls. Yung isa, we expanded it at yun po doon namin ilalagay yung mga resource, yung mga tablets na yung programa ng yung IT. So there would be 100 units to be placed in that hall. And then yung ating dining, pwede rin magamit natin for session hall. Kung may mga trainings, kung halimbawa punong-puno yung dalawang halls, pwede magamit natin yung dining hall for function.
Ayan. So, Sir Chief, any final word po?
Okay. Since NEAP is already transformed, we want to help our teachers to upskill, and ways forward. Hopefully, this career progression will be implemented, this year, na yung ating mga guro ay mapopromote, hindi na po through natural vacancy, kung hindi, reclassification po ang mangyayari, So there would be teacher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, master teacher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and principal 1, 2, 3, 4. So nakakaano to, very inspiring for a teacher kasi, alam mo, Paolo, na sa ngayon, konti lang ang umangat, Ang daming teacher 1 sa field. Gusto natin silang tulungan na magiging teacher 2, teacher 3. So through this NEAP transformation and with the implementation of the PPST, kasama doon yung career progression, siguro 5 years from now, yung mga teacher, there are, I think, 70% teacher 1. Bababa yun, siguro maging 50% 5 years from now. Kasi this is the goal of NEAP through the PPST. And another one is para sa ating mga guro. Huwag kayong mag-attend ng isang training na hindi recognized.
Ayan. Hindi masayang.
Kasi masayang yung kanilang, siguro kung pera, they will attend at their own, and then mauwi lang sa wala. Kasi hindi talaga yan ma-credit. Hindi talaga ma-credit yung certificate na hindi dumaan sa isang recognition.
So how will they know, Sir Chief, na accredited yung training na
So NEAP, Central Office gave us the list of those learning service providers. Kasi hindi po pwede na yung DepEd lang ang magbibigay. Kasi kailangan talaga natin yung iba. In one of the sections of NEAP transformation is the ecosystem approach. In other words, we need learning service providers like yung mga universities and colleges that specializes teacher education. So we need them to help us upskill and upgrade our teachers. So again, huwag kayong a-attend ng mga training na hindi recognized. Kasi yung certificate na makukuha ng teachers, may dalawang benepisyo yun. Una is yung ma-credit yan sa CPD. When they are going to renew their license, credited yan. Second, magagamit nila yung certificate for promotion. Kasi meron siyang professional development credit na magagamit talaga. Without this, kung wala talaga, hindi talaga siya magagamit for promotion, through reclassification na nabanggit ko.
So reminder yan sa lahat ng ating mga guro.
So they will have to make sure na talagang credited yung mga training na dadaluhan nila.
Salamat, Sir Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, Sir Chief, maraming salamat, Sir Chief. By the way, Sir Chief, we would like to greet our very own Assistant Regional Director, Victor G. De Gracia Jr. Teacher Ellen, watching live from
Hi,
Iloilo
ARD
City.
Vic. Hello, ARD
ARD Vic, we miss
Thank
you.
for watching.
Hi, ARD, we miss you here.
You're here? Okay.
Ayan, so bago mo, thank you very much, Sir Chief.
Thank you very much,
Sir Chief.
Paolo and Ellen.
Siguro,
Thank you
direct,
po.
pwede bago si RD Art, basa muna tayo ng mga greetings ng ating mga live viewers. Alright, so Basahon sa natong mga greetings
Yes.
sa atong mga live
Yes,
viewers. Oo. Okay, so natay mga live viewers, Teacher Ellen, atong basahon.
Okay.
Right?
Ang atong mga viewers,
Oh,
hello sa tanan nga mga nag-watch
Si
sa
Julie.
atong
Julie. Ayun, asa na yun? Nawala.
Mary Grace Ramoga Dakwa. Good morning from Busa Elementary School.
Ayan, si Mera Flor Tokmo, watching from Ipasugog National High School. Ayan.
We also have with us Ro Abesha. Good morning, watching from Dalwanga National High School, Malaybalay City. Again, hello to the people of the Division of Malaybalay City.
Ayan, we have Agnes Smith watching at Indahag Elementary School Division of CDO. Ayan.
We also have Annalisa Primasio Archanza. Good morning. Watching from Airport Village Elementary School, District 5, Malaybalay City.
Elsa Tahud, good morning po, watching from Bulao Elementary School.
And Shin Ladon, good morning, watching from Bulao Elementary School, West District Division of Cagayan de Oro City.
Ayan.
Thank you
Meron
very
pa
much.
si Rodrigo Abe, Bulwa Elementary School, watching from District of Medina, Misamis Oriental.
Okay, and Margie Ente, good morning. From Barangay Tres Elementary School, Division of Tangub City. Thank you very much for watching.
Ayan. At ngayon, Teacher Ellen, para naman sa bahagi ng ating programang Anong Bago, Arturo, of course, makakasama natin ang ating napakagaling at napaka-aktibong Regional Director. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one and only Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot. Ayan. RDR, good morning. Busy kay
Morning,
RDR,
RD.
pero he always finds time to be with us, especially para sa Bigat and Depth Ed 10 episodes natin. RDR, magandang umaga.
Good morning, RD.
Maing buntag sa tanan nga naminaw karon. Sorry, I just have to remove this anyway. We are observing social distancing and tatlo lang naman tayo dito.
Ayan.
The space is so big, okay?
Ayan, RD, pasimulan na rin po. Simula po nang inulunsad natin ang programang Sulong EduKalidad, nasaan na po tayo lalong-lalo sa pagpapatupad ng ating reforma tungkol po sa dekalidad na edukasyon?
First and foremost, I would like to greet a special Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yes.
A special Tuesday morning to all of our listeners, especially the 14th Schools Division of Northern Mindanao. I'm very happy that you are trying to patronize now our program, and this is a regular show which is shown every Tuesday, 10 o'clock, and will end at 12. Now, we're happy that we're getting and growing in number in terms of our audiences, and I also would like to greet a special morning to my Assistant Director, Victor De Gracia, who's watching. Okay, you know that the Sulong EduKalidad was already conceptualized even before the pandemic because due to the not so good results in the assessments, even in the international and national assessments. So DepEd really has to make some pivot program. We're doing well in terms of our access. You remember that you remember that we're doing so much in terms of access accomplishments, no? There were lots of programs that were launched by DepEd to make sure that every single learner is really brought to school. And remember, in the SFI, the Schools First initiative, we have to bring them in school. And it's not only that, we have to keep them in school because, you know, we cannot get rid of the tyranny of numbers in terms of our key performance indicators in the Department of Education. Pag nadala natin ang bata sa eskwelahan, well, that will contribute already to participation rate, whether GER or NER or gross enrollment ratio or net enrollment ratio. These are the indicators, no? And a lot more indicators are being addressed pag nadala natin ang bata sa eskwelahan. Second is to keep them in school so that our dropout rate will really drop into zero as much as possible or even minimize if we cannot perfectly eradicate it. No? And then we just don't limit it to keeping them. We make them learned individuals at the end of the school year. So that's the achievement rate. So there are cohort survival rate, retention rates. These are the rates that are being addressed by the access programs we give. So now, in 2019, there was a pivot program from Access to Quality, which is called the Sulong EduKalidad. And ito po yun ang ating magiging gabay at patnubay habang tayo gumagawa ng mga programa para mapabuti natin ang ating kasanayan upang this will also translate to the learning outcomes of our learners. No? And if you look at the Sulong EduKalidad, there are 4 components on that. And the components are represented by letters forming into a word kite or saranggola or tabanog sa Bisaya, no? And you know what a kite is? We have to flow it up on the high, we make it soar to make sure it really gets to the highest peak, the most possible way. So ang una na Ellen and Ramon, I have not greeted you anyway. The first really is K, which stands for K-12 curriculum. Now that there is pandemic, we have to really review, update the curriculum, which we will make it relevant and fit for the conditions of the pandemic with so many restrictions. So what did we do with the curriculum? We have to review. For example, when we took off with the pandemic times, the central office has planned, has reviewed, and decided that the 15 more thousand competencies from kindergarten to grade 12 that a child has to master before he leaves basic education is already streamlined or mainstream. Streamlined, trimmed down from 15,000. Sa unang review nga gihimo sa central office, niabot na lang siya og 11,000 more. A little over 11,000. But it was still not enough to do review considering the limitations of distance learning delivery modality. Alam niyo, mga bata ngayon, ang hirap talaga. So, bakit pa natin ambisyonin na ang 15,000 competencies kailangan talagang matutunan nila in basic education cycle? So, the streamlining went down as to 5,000 na lang ang competencies. So, it was actually sort of decongesting the curriculum. And ang pag-decongest, some were taken out, some were merged, some were retained as is, and again, to just have a total of 5,000 from kindergarten to grade 12. Ikaduha, we also contextualize. No? We contextualize the curriculum, especially in the implementation of mother tongue-based multilingual education. I'm very happy that Ellen here is our coordinator also for the special education, which also does a lot of contextualization. Ang mother tongue-based multilingual education in the policy of DepEd, which started when we introduced K-12, magtudlo ta sa kindergarten, grades 1, 2, and 3, ginamit ang lingwahe sa bata. So, the language of instruction is using the language of the child. Pero ang atong mga modules nga gi-prepare sa Department of Education, well, ang modules manggod sa DepEd, were prepared by the different regions. And the ones assigned to write kindergarten 1, 2, 3 happen to be the regions who are Filipino-speaking regions. I'm very happy that Region 10 is one of the achievers, especially in the Safe Sea. I remember that. No? Katong Secretary's Award for Excellence. And one biggest factor that probably has convinced the panel of adjudicators is because of what we really have done in terms of writing the modules. Kita wala ta naghulat sa central office nga mahuman ang ilahang modules. We have written our own modules from kindergarten to grade 12. All subject areas from quarters 1, 2, 3, and 4. As a matter of fact, we're very proud that many of our modules are now being used by other regions. For example, ang kindergarten to grade 3, nagisulat na gid nato sa atong pinulungang Bisaya, ito contextualize po sa atong mga IP communities, especially in Bukidnon. Mao na karoy gigamit sa Caraga for quarters 3 and 4. They have officially written us and we have answered them officially to also allow them to use our modules. Kay binisaya na good na. And of course, Region 9 is also our suki in terms of lending the modules. Kami naman, we're willing to share all these modules that we have written. We did conformance review on this. There's a continuous quality assurance on this. But we make sure that you use this and let us all be responsible. If there are minor errors, let us know and we will correct them. Because even if we have done so much in terms of assuring this on the quality side, di man ginato siguro na ma-perfect. But so far, I have not I have not heard any complaint about the locally developed modules, and I'm very happy of that.
And
no?
it will be the responsibility of all the entire Department of
Yes.
Education, RD, no? Dili lang ang DepEd Region 10.
Example katong na hinigawas nga gagamit og sentence using the former Senator Mar Rojas, and it was found out nga gikan siya sa Las Piñas, no? But again, the responsibility is really by the Department of Education. So we are trying to help each and everyone, and we're very happy that in Region 10 medyo maayos-ayos yung ating gawa. Kasi matagal na nga natin itong inumpisahan. Nag-umpisa tayong magsulat April 1. Bago pa man umpisa ang klase October 4, and ginong katagal. And then we also have, of course, the production, I already have said, the production of self-learning modules, and the radio and TV-based instruction. All this and more are under K-12 curriculum review and update, which is just the one component of kahit nga letter K. Mao na siya. Kung inyong pangutanon sa ikaduha nga component sa isulong EduKalidad, it's really improving the learning environment. And I think even at this pandemic, we continue to repair schools, especially those that are being destroyed by typhoons. We continue to construct new buildings, because our program on Basic Education Facility Fund, which is the physical aspect, no, of the school, continue ang investments nato because we just don't prepare for now. Even at the times that we can already use our schools as venue for teaching and learning. Matter of fact, wala kita nihudong sa atong preparation sa limited face-to-face proposal, because the department has already approved our 50 schools to pilot the limited face-to-face, which for now is on hold because of the worsening situation of pandemic, especially in NCR. But at least we continue the preparation so that when the president gives us the order na, okay, so good na mo sa inyong limited face-to-face, everything is put in place.
Ready na.
Ready na. So naadi na ang atong repair, sa atong improving learning environment, naadi ang atong electrification, continuous investment of DepEd to energize the schools, and of course, the computer packages. Kagabi ibitaw, gi-invite ko, I was able to watch and join the ang tawag ngayon, roundtable discussion 3 sponsored by UNESCO, and at least 25 countries participated. Undersecretary Nepo Malaluan represented the secretary and gave the sharing of education takeaways and the ways forward of all the countries. I heard katong mga countries sa Sudan, and many countries participated last night. You know, as I was listening, I could only say that there's one common denominator of all the sharings of the country, and that is putting premium on digital technology. We cannot just go on with a paper backup kind of instruction through the years. We really have to transcend. We have to transition from paper-driven kind of teaching to a technology-driven kind of delivery. And the countries have spoken their pieces, and everyone agreed that it's a matter of really the digital technology, the leadership, the resources that are needed, because apparently there were many countries who spoke last night, but of course, Philippines probably cannot just be compared in terms of the economic status, the affordability of the country. Kay nakadungog ko sa country gabi, 240,000 students. In kuha, 240,000 students for the whole country. I think that was Fiji, no? 240,000 students lang ng Fiji. Eh, tayo nga, 1.2 million, Region 10 pa lang yaan, no? So, let's look at the magnitude of the challenge, no? So, we have to continue improving the learning environment. And apparently, for now, ang learning environment, yung direct learning environment sa mga bata is homes. That is why in our articulation of the memo, nagyo dito nga, there should be a learning space. The child should at least be provided with a space that's conducive to learning. Whatever that conducive mean to the family, no? Kasi that's also dependent on the kind of homes that they live. Of course, number T, very well described na ito ni Chief Raymond Antolo on the aspect of upskilling, reskilling, training, capacitating our teachers and school leaders. Very important. And dimension na niya a lot of training programs which were delivered by DepEd or even service providers outside of DepEd. Kasi teacher still is a very important factor, no? is, to me, is the best important factor in teaching and learning delivery. Because even now, distance learning, why is teacher very essential? Sino ba naman ang nagsulat ng mga modules na yan? Teachers din naman. No? And of course, the last is the engagement of stakeholders. We cannot really do this all by ourselves. We need partners. For example, when we conceptualized our distance learning education in Region 10, gitabangan ta sa Regional Development Council, nagkandak og media forum, nagkandak ta og LGU forum, and apparently we were able to partner with at least 14 local TV networks and 38 radio stations now are partnering with us in the delivery of radio-based instruction and of course the TV-based instruction. Very important yun na. So mga divisions, there are also local TV programs that are managed by DepEd, nasa IBC 13, ay ALS channel. Let's also watch this, of course, kanang DepEd Commons, which can be accessed for free. There's a lot of learning materials that our students and teachers can make use of. And we just have to be very resourceful on this because apparently these are given for free. So maoni, kung kining apat nga aspeto, improve the learning environment, of course, revise the curriculum, train the teachers, and then get support, generate support from the stakeholders, then I think we will never fail in terms of our mission to deliver that quality education the Filipino children deserve.
And it's very safe to say, Ardino, Region 10 under your leadership is doing pretty well, as evidenced by our award in the Safe CI. Ayan. So this time, RD, we have some questions from our parents and even the media. So the first of which, RD, is about the upcoming graduation ceremony. So as we get nearer the end of the school year, RD, unsa man atong proseso ani sa graduation?
Sorry, before I will answer your question, congratulations, Ellen. Si Ellen, inaanak ko to. Congratulations, Ellen, for being awarded as the most influential, outstanding woman sponsored by Bukidnon State
BSU,
University.
yeah.
So that's a great honor, no, for our alma mater who has recognized time after time our accomplishments, even outside already of the portals of the institution.
Thank you very much, RD. And thank you, Bukidnon State University.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Bukidnon State. You have been partnering with us in the alternative learning system. Before pandemic, our alternative learning system in partnership with BSU has already been running for 12 years. And we have used this as a model, the experience saved as our benchmarks in terms of how are we doing now with our RBI, which is generally now used in the mainstream classes.
Actually,
yes, go ahead.
Actually, RD, she's supposed to be our guest in our next episodes just before we end our celebration of the Women's Month. But here you are, serving as my partner in place of Attorney Rada for the meantime. So, service pa rin.
That's good that you have invited her at this our model in terms of career woman. No? I know how Ellen is dedicated and committed to work. No?
Thank you, RD.
That's beyond question. You're one of the most dedicated employees I have in the region.
Thank you, RD. Thank you.
And Attorney Candice is now
si
Attorney Candice is our contestant. Sige, mamaya na. Attorney Candice, good luck to you in your endeavors there right now.
Anyway, RG, going back to the question earlier, as we get nearer the end of the school year, how do we go about the staging of our graduation ceremonies po?
We are awaiting for specific guidelines on the conduct of graduation to be issued by central office. I'd like to thank Cherry Limbaco, our very good superintendent of Cagayan de Oro, who was our guest earlier, and this also concerns the leaderships of the superintendents. Well, apparently, there's still not an issuance on the guideline, but on the question whether to stage a graduation, that is already by tradition of the Philippine schools. And creatively last year, even it was at the height of the pandemic, we were able to stage graduation in different manners, in creative strategies of the schools. Allowed pa sila mag-stage, but of course, kasagaran virtual. If you want to stage it face-to-face, then we have to seek approval from the LGU, from the authorities, especially IATF, Health, and of course the Department of Education Leadership. Kay nagdepende man na Ngayon, medyo nakakatakot ang sitwasyon sa pandemya, lalong-lalo na sa NCR, ba't malay natin, no? Nag-umpisa na po ang pagturok ng bakuna para sa mga senior citizen kagabi sa Valenzuela. So, well, if there will already be massive vaccinations in not just among the first priority but priority 2 and 3, then baka pwede na tayong mag-stage ng graduation. And the graduation will still happen long kasi ang last day of the school year 2020-2021 is still July. Nakalimutan ko.
So medyo mahaba-haba
Basta
pa
in
yung
July, no? July 14 ata, and then ang pagbukas ng susunod na taon, this is still tentative date given by DepEd, August 23. So apparently there's just a 1-month gap before the end and the opening of the next school year. So with that 1-month gap, our schools can stage their graduation. So pwedeng mag-graduation, pwede namang hindi. Kasi ang graduation naman, sabi nila, is just formality, no? Pero nandun naman tayo mga Pilipino, very emotional. We want to celebrate successes. And only in graduation to be coming up on stage and with our child would give us so much comfort, consolation about what we have done in terms of our struggles to help our children graduate. So, pwede in any matter depending on the conditions.
Okay.
RD, na apoy question. This is about wearing of toga. Tungkol naman po sa pagsusuot ng toga, gayong virtual naman ang seremonya. Kailangan po ba?
These are internal matters to be decided internally by the principal, teachers, students, and parents. Kasi pwede namang hindi magtoga. Actually, nasa bahay lang naman sila kung virtual. But others would still insist na kailangan magtoga because the toga symbolizes graduation, symbolizes accomplishment or success. Kahit naman virtual, kung napalabas yung aking mukha dyan sa malaking TV o screen sa Facebook na nakatoga ako, it's a sign that I already have graduated a big chapter in the formal schooling, whether elementary or junior or senior high school. So again, the decision on the matter will be in the shoulders of the principal, teachers, parents, and students. It has to go through a consultation, whatever they decide on. At kailangan talaga they should get the consensus of everyone. Hindi pwedeng ikaw lang ang gusto, principal, ayaw ng mga magulang. At the end of the day, sila naman ang gagastos. No? Kasi magrenta naman ng toga, gastos din naman yan. No?
Alright. Bahin usab sa face-to-face gathering, RD, aduna ba kita'y bago nga polisiya? Bahin ini.
Ang ating alternative work arrangement is now in the process of final drafting at DepEd Central Office. But again, tayo naman, we already have implemented our AWA, no? Nag-3-2 na 3 days work from home, 3 days on-site, 2 days work from home. Nag-4-1 ta ngayon, 4 days on-site, 1 day work. Because we cannot comparatively liken Region 10 to the schools of National Capital Region. So, again, na may mga emphasis gyud ang ato ang mga local government authorities nga iwasan talaga ang crowding. And we have to observe the required public minimum health standards.
So, RD, ongoing na atong early registration, right? So, what are our preparations and how do we go about the early registration?
Kining early registration is to make sure that our students are facilitated to go to the next level. But the early registration is not to all grade levels. Emphasis lang ani is kindergarten, grade 1, grade 7, and grade 11. Because these are the grades that are transitioning. Kanang kinder, syempre, entrance yun na nila. Entrance, mao pagsulod o formal school. Ang ganong mag-enrollment mo ng grade 1, kasi we make sure na ang kindergarten talaga papasok sa grade 1. Yung grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, tapos 8, 9, 10, tapos 12, eto na sila, carry over automatic. Pag grade 2 ka, automatic grade 3 ka. So the records of the classes are brought to the next higher level.
So pre-enrolled na sila, RD?
Pre-enrolled na sila. Pero ang kanang magong transition grade levels, kinahanglan yun, ma-facilitate nga. Ang kanang ni-graduate of elementary grade 6, kailangan mo adto na gid sila sa grade 7, which is the first stage of junior high school. So mauna ang very critical. It will run April March 26 to April 30. Mo nang atong date sa early registration. Kung saan man na pag early registration? Well, ang atong guideline says if it's GCQ areas, general community quarantine areas, it has to be done remotely.
Yes,
Kung saan man ang remotely, well, di sila matug eskwelahan through text, through call, through online, and all that, no? Drop boxes, enrollment by drop boxes. Pero kung in GCQ, modified GCQ, they can be allowed to go to in-house registration or in-school registration, physically present, but observing the minimum health standard requirements. So ang Region 10 kay MGCQ man ta, so it has to be done on-site enrollment. They have to visit the schools, but in several schedules, ang eskwelahan will strategize the scheduling to make sure not all parents will come together, all together, in one morning of the day.
Alright, so
Sige.
provided nga parents lang o guardians lang RD, no? Ang makaadto within the school premises.
I think so, because we are still not allowing 14 and below to get out of the
Yes,
homes.
yes.
So the parents will have to, and that's why it's given more than a month to make sure that everybody will be given a chance to really see the school, visit, and enroll.
And bahin sab sa kaning mga enrollment forms nato RD, makuha sa nato ni siya sa barangay and public places, correct?
Yes, yes.
Available
Pwede po
sa
siya. Especially sa mga GCQ areas. We can put some drop boxes there. Of course, we coordinate with barangay officials. How is this done? But we are GCQ, and I think our parents are coming naman every week to pick up the modules, return the modules. So they will just take advantage of their presence there to return the modules and have their kindergarten, grade 1, grade 7, grade 11 learners to be enrolled for this early registration. Ang early registration, as far as guideline is concerned, is only for the public schools. But DepEd is also encouraging private schools to also do the same in the same periods. So that parang ang advocacy natin is very massive when everybody is moving because we are targeting on the same timelines.
So RD, how do we go about the concerns, the queries of our parents, even our students?
Kung naamoy mga pangutana, you keep in touch with our schools. We have hotlines that are established in the schools, in the districts, divisions, and the region. We are open naman to answer your questions. And please do not bark at wrong trees. If you have some questions, ask the person who can really give the answer. Ask the office that can give the answer. Kasi bago pa man kayo pumunta ng media, tanungin nyo muna yung kagawaran ng edukasyon. Kasi alam ko naman may kasagutan talaga sila. Whatever that is.
That's right, RD. Meron po tayong mga hotlines, no, sa mga schools division offices natin, even at the regional office, meron tayong hotlines, RD.
Yes, and we establish the contact numbers of our teachers to the parents and that they can really call in, no? Kasi kung wala naman silang number sa principal, tawagan niyo yung teacher ng bata and ang teacher naman ang tutulong sa inyo paano makakuha kayo ng number ng principal. No? So
RD, before your final message po, any other concerns, announcements po na pwede natin i-share sa
I would like
viewers?
to encourage everyone that let's continue to value education at all costs. We have proven it that it is possible even in distance learning delivery modality. I'm saying we have not perfected our preparations nor our delivery, but this is a lot better than doing nothing throughout the year. Others are saying that there is a learning loss in the way we deliver. Well, to some extent, I would agree to that, but I think it is still a better kind of engagement for our students to keep busy for the entire year rather than just allowing kids to be doing anything that they like to. And yung mga protocols nga, tingnan mo sa Manila, ang daming nag-ano. Kasi ang mga teachers naman, kung hindi pumapasok, nasa mall naman. No? So, ganun lang yun. And we have always established in principle here in the region that our schools are the regular work stations of our teachers because they can do a lot more in school rather than doing these things at home. Alam mo naman, sa bahay, naglilinis ka, may anak ka, lalaba ka, kinakain minsan talaga yung oras mo instead na you will do some instructional materials preparation, ganon. And our teachers like to be in school. I'm really happy that in Region 10, a lot of our teachers really enjoy what they're doing. Kasi sa totoo naman, ngayon natin nararamdaman na mas nakakaangat tayo kumpara sa iba na privately employed. Kasi at least at all cost in all months of the year, we continue to get our pay in full. Kahit naman wala talaga tayong
Praise
teaching.
the Lord,
no?
yan. Praise the Lord.
Teaching and learning. That's we really have to thank the Lord for that opportunity na hindi man tayo yayaman in DepEd. But this to me, this is the kind of work for life that will bring us to the rest of the years in this world while living. So, lahat, inihikayat ko po kayo, nasa quarter 3 pa tayo ngayon, nag-uumpisa tayo sa quarter 3. We hope to also traverse this to quarter 4. And we continue to monitor the progress of the children and validate learning to ensure that they really have learned a lot of things throughout the year, even at this kind of delivery and challenges that are confronting us.
Ayan, maraming salamat RD. Pero by the way RD, before our announcements, meron po kayong avid fan talaga RD dito sa studio. Baka gusto mong batiin si Sir Marino Dal. O avid fan niyo po siya, nandito po siya sa studio.
Oo. Hindi natin inimbita to, pero nandito talaga. Hindi satisfied manood sa kanyang cellphone, and he comes here to watch live. Marino Dal, our most cheerful employee and our math supervisor. Congratulations, Marino, because our Janice Baldelovar of Hingoog City won as the brightest star in the teaching of mathematics, which we already have featured in 2 past episodes. And that was sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology.
Ayan, RD, ebidensya talaga. Marino Odal, watching live, totoong live, at tubangan kayo.
Karoon pa na sa kitag live show.
Ayan. Anyway, dyan muna kayo, RD, ha, para sa ato ang Ugma Damlag Kaplag, our announcements. March 30 po, 1 p.m., Technical Sports Virtual Conference for Sports Managers and Tournament Managers. Regional Memorandum 135 po yan. Ma'am Ellen?
We also have DepEd Region 10 representatives to the search for Nestle Wellness Campus of the Year, school year 2020-2021, are requested to attend the virtual conference on March 31, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for monitoring and online validation of entries.
Yan, nandiyan na po yung link sa
Google Meet.
Yes, we would like to thank the divisions for the overwhelming support of the wellness programs by sending a lot of entries. No?
Yeah.
It took them 3 days to evaluate the entries kasi video siya, no? And the wellness program issue now is really very relevant, especially with the challenges on mental health. No? Kailangan talaga ang wellness program. We're happy Nestle Philippines is partnering with DepEd 10, and hopefully we will be able to send our 10 regional winning entries to the national search.
Ayan. Yes, RD. And the national qualifying examination for school heads will resume this year. The schedule and other details will be announced in the second quarter po. Check po, Regional Memorandum 131. Teacher Ellen.
Tama kasi maraming head teacher, master teacher na TIC na gusto nang mag-principal.
Yes.
And they cannot be into that promotion unless they pass the exam. And because there was no exam last year, naudlot ang kanilang enthusiasm.
Yes. We also have here submission of nominations for Middle Managers Class, or MMC, Batch 26 of the Public Management Development Program under the Development Academy of the Philippines is on or before March 31. Please see Regional Memorandum 118.
Yes, and I think this is ongoing, Teacher Ellen, RD, Teaching Grammar Communicatively in the Philippines, Professional Development Initiative via closed Zoom groups for 3,698 supervisors, head teachers, and master teachers, which started March 25 and will end May 5 po. And then next week's topic is ways of mediating grammar instruction and activities on April 8. Ayan.
I'm happy that a lot of education partners really are trying to conceptualize interventions that could help our teachers. No, they're not just waiting for some push. Sila ang nag-i-initiate, and I'm also happy for our teachers that are very open to attend diverse kind of capability building, not just all those that are given in DepEd. Kasi minsan sinasabi nila, inbreeding na puro DepEd led activities. So there are really partners. And kung libre naman to, or if there are fees, you can also invest for your own growth. And we're happy that there's a very great response among teachers in Region 10 for the matters.
That's right.
Another announcement po, nagsisimula na po to last Monday, March 29 to 31 and April 5 to 11. It's the consultative workshop on the curriculum mapping for the Arts and Culture program. You can check on Regional Memorandum 129.
Yeah, and then April 6 to 8 po, leveling session for all RDC 10, especially the GAD members for focal persons, RM 134 po.
Enrollment and online orientation of new batches of CMEU Enotech Excels and Guru 21 courses. Please check Regional Memorandum 125 for the complete official list of enrollees.
And for our on-site validation for the awardees of the Brigada Escuela Best Implementing Schools started on March 22 to 26 and will resume ano ba yan? April 12 to 23. Yan, Memorandum 120.
We also have here implementation of the guidelines on the counseling and referral system of learners for school year 2020 to 2021 to address the needs of the learners on mental health services, including counseling activities with mental health professionals. That's on Regional Memorandum 136.
That's right, Teacher Ellen. And for more updates on the region's issuances, please visit our official website at deped10.com. Ayan. So, Teacher Ellen, RD, pasasalamatan lang natin yung lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa atin dito sa Bigaten. Teacher Ellen, thank you very much for joining us today in today's episode. Definitely, this will not be
I hope
the last.
I give justice to the role of Rada here.
More than justice.
Thank you for RD. Thank you for RD.
Actually, next time we promise that you will not be a co-host, but you will be the guest,
Wow.
the resource
Thank you,
person,
RD.
especially
Thank you,
to talk about the most challenged aspect of education delivery now, which is special education.
RD,
It's not easy to teach our special children, and that's under your tutelage. I hope you'll be able to shed light on some parents who really are in problems with the special kids on distance learning.
RD, actually, she will be a regular part of the Bigaten RD. She has a special and significant role, signing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The pressure is mine, Paolo.
Yeah, kasi
basta para sa bata, go.
Napag-usapan na namin yan, RD. In fact, inumpisahan niya na yung prayer din natin, ginagawa niya na yung
Si Ellen kasi is very competent in sign language.
Yes.
No? She has been a special ed teacher when she was in the classroom. And as a matter of fact, she's a regular sign language interpreter in the Holy Masses in Bukidnon.
Yes.
Before the pandemic.
not anymore
Not anymore now.
Ayan. So, abangan niyo si Teacher Ellen. Okay? So, we also would like to take this opportunity to thank our guest earlier, si Dr. Cherry May L. Limbaco, the Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Nandyan pa ba siya? Direct? Nandyan pa? Wala na. Okay.
And of course, we'd like to thank Dr. Raymond S.
Sir
Antola, Sir Chief of the Human Resource Development Division or HRDD Regional Office.
Oo, nakakaingit. Flawless. Flawless ang mukha niya doon sa poster. Totoo naman yan eh. Poster and live.
Of course, our very own Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocatseso III.
Thank you, RD.
Ayan, thank you, RD.
I'd like to thank Ralph for my t-shirt. He gave this yesterday.
Of course, our technical staff.
Yes,
Ayan.
thank you very much.
Mary Anthony Sierras.
Ralph Simon Mabulay, Fatima Villaremo.
Of course, si Clifford B. Liponhay, Juvie Estrella, Office of the Regional Director, and Annabel Baculio.
Of course, we would like to thank Sir Elson Hamero and the team from DepEd Ozami City for the Bigaten DepEd 10 jingle.
Sir Joel Potane from the Division of CDO. Alam niyo na po. Thank you very much, Sir Joel.
And of course, our DepEd Regional Office family. Salamat po.
The 14 schools division offices.
And our DepEd 10 schools.
Yeah. Of course, lahat ng ating mga stakeholders, maraming salamat po. Lahat ng ating mga ka-DepEd, Teacher Ellen,
Yes,
watching us
maraming
now
salamat
live.
po.
Just to emphasize a bit, I know you have emphasized this, but gusto ko tong ulitin. Every episode that we will stage in this Bigatin DepEd 10 program, we will feature a schools division on their accomplishments, their
Yes.
challenges, and their coping mechanisms into this kind of situation we are in right now. We were able to feature already Oroqueta City last week, and now it's Cagayan de Oro City. So watch out the other 12 divisions which will take their own turns.
Yes, that's right, RD. In fact, natong guest sa sunod mao ang Division of Lanao del Norte with SDS Edelberto L. Oplenare and company, RD. Murag upat daw kuno sila kabuo.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So sa atong mga ka-Berks diha sa Lanao, kita-kits sa atong ikaupat nga edition sa Abril 6.
Okay.
Yan. Alright, so having said that, Teacher Ellen, RD Art, dinhi natapos ang ating programa karong adlaw. Ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera, aka Paolo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer.
Ug ako usab si Teacher Ellen. Kami ang inyong kauban.
Kasaligan.
Kadangpan.
Ka-DepEd sa RD, together, Bigatin DepEd.
Para sa bata, para sa bansa. Kauban, kasaligan, kadangpan, ka-DepEd. Kauban, kasaligan, kadangpan, ka-DepEd. Ambil dengan Mindanao, ambil dengan Mindanao, pagkalimut sa mapaibabaw. Bigatin DepEd, tupatan sa kasama ibunong lamang. Bigatin DepEd, DepEd mo na Mindanao, for the understanding of the world is here to serve you no matter how. Pangalan natin pagsisigapan natin kayo, kalagad ng edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.